The end of the year is always a great time for people to reflect on what they did this year and also think about the things that they want to do in the future. Unfortunately, I think one trap that most of us fall into is that it's always great to actually talk about next year, I'm going to be bigger, I'm going to be better, I'm going to be sharper. But actually putting that into practice is a completely different ballgame. This is probably the reason why in January you see so many people actually getting up to do the stuff that they said they want to do. But often by the time we get to March, a lot of these plans are dead and buried.
New year, new me, I'm serious. After this, I'm done. For real, new me, new year, new me.
In this video, I'm going to be talking to you about 3 things that I focus on to level up and 3 things that I'm going to be doing throughout 2024 to be able to improve myself as a person. So number 1, going to the gym. I think that the gym is probably one of the best teachers in the world. The gym teaches you to be consistent, the gym teaches you to be disciplined, and the gym teaches you not to cheat the grind. So let's talk about cheating the grind. A lot of the time, many of us will cry over spilt milk, we'll cry over results that we didn't get for work that we didn't do. And this is a thing that even I do myself a lot of the time. Like, I will be frustrated that my channel is not growing, for instance, but I haven't actually sat down to film a video. I haven't actually sat down to improve my thumbnails. And a lot of the time when I'm in the gym, if you don't put the reps in, if you don't increase the weight, your muscle is just not going to grow. Also, being consistent with the gym, I think this seeps out into other areas of your life. Like, you'll be so surprised, and I think anybody who regularly goes to the gym will be able to confirm this. And if you can, please comment below. But I just always find that if I go to the gym very consistently, I just become consistent in other areas of my life. And I think you need to set up your habits and your goals in a way that they stack on top of each other. So I'll give you an example. If I'm very consistent in the gym, it also then means I have to be very consistent with my eating. If I'm very consistent with my eating, it also then means I have to be very consistent with drinking a lot of water every single day. And before you know it, that one action has now allowed me to be very consistent with 3 different things. Number 2, being consistent. I know I just spoke about being consistent when it comes to going to the gym, but being consistent across all areas of your life. I think if there is one guaranteed way to fail, it's just to not be consistent. Now, I don't even know what industry you're working in. I don't know what you're trying to do, but I can guarantee you the lack of consistency in anything you do is the number 1 way to fail. So you need to adopt this mindset of being consistent. Can you do 1% better every single day? Now, of course, life happens and we cannot be working like a machine every single day. But I think I love the quote by James Clear where it's like, never skip 2 days in a row. Like, if you're going to miss a day of working on your business or going to the gym or reading or revising, it's never skip 2 days in a row, because once you skip 2 days in a row, you're out of that cycle. And one of the mantras that I try to live my life by is being a disciple of discipline and being consistently consistent, because I'm navigating my 20s. Like, some days I look up to the sky so confused, like I could be a pilot, I could be a doctor, I could do this, I could do that, but it's just all these ideas in my head. However, one thing that I do know is that if I'm consistently consistent at something, then it doesn't matter what it is, I'm going to get there regardless. And 3, the third way that I plan to level up in 2024 is investing in myself. I would say this year I've spent so much money on my own personal development, on my own growth. And I think too often, probably the worst advice that I think you get in your early 20s is that you should be investing your money into stocks, when I honestly think you should be investing your money into skills. You should be investing your money into things that will allow you to earn more in the future. Because of course it's great, it's a very safe way to invest in the S&P 500, for instance, but if you don't have the skills, you don't have the knowledge to be able to, for instance, manage that money when it does grow and compounds, if you don't have the skills to be able to just invest that money further, then what's it worth? And I think when you're young, you have such a massive amount of time to be able to acquire those skills. And for me, it's investing in courses, it's investing in books, it's listening to podcasts, it's attending the live shows of people that you find really inspirational. Sometimes it's also paying to be able to sit down and have a coffee with someone. Like, all of this is tiny, 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 tiny things that will allow you to be able to compound your skills and your own growth. Another area where I think compounding your skills and growth is absolutely amazing, like 10 out of 10, is traveling the world. I have been fortunate enough to travel to 9 countries this year. And honestly, if I was able to travel to 9 countries every single year, in fact, let's scratch that.
We in LA, man. We're about to go get some corn dogs after the game.
Corn dogs.
Corn dogs.
Oh my gosh, I can't do with you.
I am able to do it, but I just need to be able to get the freedom, the time freedom. But I think traveling the world has taught me so much about myself, and it's also taught me so much about the world that I just wish that every single 18-year-old, for instance, could just go traveling for a year and then come back and start life. Because it teaches you about what you actually like, it teaches you about what you don't like. Sometimes it helps to put perspective into things that are going on in the ends. Like, the world is a lot bigger than your area, the world is a lot bigger than your postcode. And only when you start to travel, you start to realize that, oh, wow, like there is a lot more out here. And for me, going to places like America, going to Africa, it just made me really realize that there is bigger and important issues. And I think this has allowed me to be able to contextualize a lot of the problems that I face as well. So let me know in the comments below how you are planning to level up in 2024 and what you'll be doing to be able to get to that next stage, that better version of you.